And what follows next, we have 3 more flights in our test flight program. Our next one will come up with a full crew of mission specialists in the back, in addition to our 2 pilots. That one will be followed with a repeat, but we're asking our founder, Richard Branson, to come on and really test the private astronaut experience for us. We think who better to do that. And both of those we expect to happen this summer. And then that will be followed by our final test flight that's planned with the Italian Air Force, really showcasing how our space system's used for microgravity science research, as well as professional astronaut training. And we think that will likely happen late summer, early fall.
Alright, so there you heard it. That's 3 flights in 3 months, basically. If they're planning to get all 3 flights in summer, if not, the third one might just go over into the fall. But not a problem. They've got plenty of time before the year ends, considering they're planning to go commercial at the start of next year, which will be an amazing time, which is only about 6 months away, so really not that long in the scheme of things. And if you're a shareholder for long term, then 6 months isn't too bad, is it? And yeah, like, share price has done so well today. I don't know if you were expecting more or less, but 27% increase to close to $27, which is pretty decent for the first day. Like, I think there's going to be a lot of selling and buying because the share price was quite low. Every time the share price is fairly low, there's a lot of profit taking that's going to happen. Remember, the share price was like less than $17. So like, yeah, even less than $16 in the middle of May. So there is a lot of profit taking that's going to happen. So hence why the share price isn't going to rise really quickly, but 27% is still really decent, you know. So I think it's just a matter of just holding, letting the share price consolidate, letting those next flights get planned, and then once those get announced and they happen and they're successful, then basically we're all good, you know. Like, the share price will continue to just gain some more momentum, a bit more confidence will come to the share price, the company itself, and yeah, like, things are just looking pretty good. Like, the first clip was the CEO Michael Colglazer talking about the flights. He also talked about the potential pricing. Like, currently they're looking at about 250 for 250,000 for the first 600 people that already reserved their flights. They have current pricing for about $600,000, but that is for their other customers. They haven't decided pricing on their private yet, so like, that 250,000 is normally touted as the figure that they're going to charge. Is actually going to be a lot more than that. Potentially 500,000 or 600,000 could be the price, because at the start they said that it's going to be a lot higher. 250,000 is actually only for the people who reserved their flight, and you can kind of tell why, because 250,000, but they've had to wait so many years. So that's the thing, they've kind of reserved their seat, but they've had to wait so long to actually get to know when they might finally fly, so hence why they get a huge discount on their flight. But anyone just flying right after those 600, they're probably going to look at a much higher price tag. So that, I think that's kind of normal. That's the reality. They can charge that premium, and hence why they're going to make some really good profits as well. So anyone doing figures based on 250,000 might not be getting the figures exactly right, in terms of when this company could be profitable, because they're going to charge a lot more than 250,000. So I think that's always a good sign that the company knows what they're doing. They think there's going to be a huge demand of people wanting to fly to space. So I think if they achieve everything, share price is going to take care of itself. It's just a matter of holding, and I think, you know, currently share price $26.89, giving a valuation of $6.47 billion. That's not too bad, but I think it's going to go a lot higher, of course, as time goes. Like, there's still more things for this company to prove, of course, but once they continue to prove those things, the share price will gain value over that time, and I think we'll all be happy shareholders. Especially given the amount of time you've all been waiting. So I think it's just well rewarded for every person that's been waiting for so long. And if you just brought like last 2 weeks and you timed it so well, then good for you as well, because I mean, nothing's better than getting timing right. But reality of stock market is getting timing right is always incredibly difficult. Sometimes you do have to go for that roller coaster. I think most of us go through those roller coasters in many shares we buy. But at the end of it, if you wait long enough, you get rewarded. So I think that's always the beautiful part. Yeah, so I'm just going to leave you with a clip where the CEO talks about the parts that they succeeded on, and you're going to see that, hey, all the technical stuff is all done. They're happy about the data they received and they're sending it to the FAA. And yeah, I think everything else sounds good and on track, and I'm happy about everything about the company now. I don't expect a lot of delays going forward into the next 3 flights, because if they've sorted their technical difficulties and we've seen that they can actually fly, then it's just a matter of the like weather conditions. So given that it's summer in the US, I don't think there's going to be a big problem in terms of the weather. And maybe like wind problems can always come into the factor, of course. But if these guys are going to do it on a regular basis, then you would think they can actually sort these problems out and be able to fly regularly anyway. If you can't fly regularly anyway, then I think it's potentially a big problem going forward when you try to get like many commercial flights going at once. So you hope they can just sort these things out and just get those next 3 flights done and sorted in the next few months. And yeah, like I look forward to that, and it's going to be an amazing feat by the company, and also just in general amazing feat for everyone, just to see space travel take another leap forward. If you got any questions or comments, post below. Until then, good luck investing, everyone. And yep, as I said, I'll leave you with a clip of what the CEO just said about this flight that's just been.
We had 3 big points we were trying to do in this test flight. The first was to test a new set of digital controllers that we have for the pilots, give them tighter steering. It worked flawlessly. It went really as it curved just straight up into space in a beautiful flight. Second thing we were doing was to ensure that we had the electromagnetic interference issue that had delayed us from earlier in the year. And all the work that we had done on that completely eliminated that problem for us. And then finally, we collected data that we sent over to the FAA, and we believe that will give us a great opportunity for them to analyze it and then hopefully clear our license for commercial flight. So